Hi loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm getting into handbags I've sold and why. Most of these bags I've let go of within the past year. And I also have some bags to mention that I am letting go of from my collection. Now you guys know, if you've been here, I don't buy my handbags for their resale value or as like financial investment pieces, because I just don't think that that's a game that really you should be doing with handbags. I buy mine to use and enjoy, and sometimes a bag just doesn't work out for me long term or my style changes. There are different reasons why I decide to sell on a bag. I'm gonna go through each of these pieces and tell you why I let them go, in hopes that it'll give you some helpful tips when you're deciding on a bag if it's gonna work for you or not. And by the way, if you're new here, hi, my name is Morgan. I make videos about luxury handbags, fashion, and lifestyle, so if that's your thing, please subscribe and turn on notifications. I try to upload once a week, but I haven't been too great about it lately. But I would love to have you here. And let's get into the designer handbags I've sold and why. The first designer bag I let go of recently will come at no surprise, because I mentioned this in my least used handbags video. I'll link that above if you haven't seen it yet. And that is my Jacquemus Le Chiquito. Now this shade of pink was the prettiest shade of pink, and I absolutely loved it. Jacquemus does amazing colors, but there are like two fatal flaws to why it doesn't really work for me. I think you should really consider these 2 points before you add any Jacquemus bag to your collection. First being is that the leather is incredibly delicate. Like, this leather is as reactive to the environment as a Louis Vuitton Vachetta leather. I took this bag out the first time and a droplet of water got onto the handle, left a permanent mark on the leather. And also I carried the bag probably less than 5 times, and it looked like I had had it for years. And you knowing how I take care of my bags, this is one that just looks really bad very quickly. Second reason this bag did not work out for me is that as much as I wanted to be a Jacquemus girly, and as much as I love them on certain people, and I could style them in that like trendy way, they just don't fit my personality. Every time I would go to reach for a small pink bag, I have better ones in my collection, ones that fit my style more. The colors are equally as beautiful. I just don't think it works unless you have a very specific personal style. The second bag that I've recently let go of is this little Tory Birch bag. Now, I bought this bag to kind of test the idea of if I would like a mini Kelly, because it's very difficult and the bag is very expensive. I wanted to try something out at a much lower price point that I'm not sinking too much money into, and the Tory Birch was perfect for me to understand that maybe one day I would like to add a mini Kelly. Now, I would have kept this bag if the shade of pink was right. This won't make sense to people who, you know, have one colorful bag, but if you have a lot of color and a very colorful wardrobe, you'll totally get what I'm talking about. But this shade of pink was a winter shade of pink for me. It didn't really go with my typical summer look. So definitely think when you're going to look for a bag, is this shade right for your wardrobe, and will you use it in all seasons? There are some pinks I will use all year round, even though they're lighter or darker or whatever it is, but this specific raspberry shade read winter to me. The bag I let go of is my Coach Tabby. Now, I think I got caught up in the vintage Coach having a moment, having new styles come out that have that essence of the vintage Coach that I adore. I have most of my Coach bags from childhood that I started collecting in like middle school and high school before I got into designer bags. That era of Coach, the early 2000s, and even like I think one of the Coaches that I have from my mom might be from the late 90s. That kind of era of Coach is just so iconic. And for years, I didn't even look at Coach, but their creative director has really revamped the brand, and I adore the Tabby bag. Not the pillow one, you guys know how I feel about puffy bags, but the regular Tabby I absolutely adore. I thought because it was pink and it had that brown CC classic Coach to it that I would use it because the brown was in a combination of the pink, but again, I think this pink was a little too dull for my personal wardrobe, and I am looking to replace this bag with another color of the Tabby. I just am going to be more particular on what color that is and how it will work for my wardrobe, because I love the versatility of this bag. Now, this next bag I sold quite a while ago, but I wanted to mention it because this is when I got caught up. Like, my teeny tiny itty bitty bag obsession. It's why I bought it. When Louis Vuitton released their itty bitty bracelet versions of their classic bags, I was like, sign me up, I have to have one. I don't know why. They were brown. You guys know I don't really wear a lot of brown. I just wasn't using it, and I was like, I can't let this sit here. If I would have taken half a second and not gotten caught up in the, oh my gosh, it's gonna sell out, I'm never gonna be able to get it, all this, I would have realized like, this is not a bag I'm going to use often. I justified this bag as, oh, I can use it as a bag charm on my on the go. I can use it in so many different ways, but did I ever? No. My on the go is black, and while it would have been a nice little contrast, like I didn't need to add brown to my outfit because I was never pairing like brown and black together. This is one where, you know, all of my advice that I give you guys of, you know, don't jump on trends, think about things, don't buy a trendy item in the first collection that it comes in. I did not listen to myself, and that's why I made this mistake. So the next bag that I have sold recently is my Balenciaga City in the medium size in beige. I don't know what came over me when I selected this bag. I thought, okay, I have a good travel bag in black. Now I need a lighter neutral travel bag for the summer. All my travel outfits are like colorful. So this was a case of me thinking like, oh, a neutral color is, you know, what you should go for a classic travel carry-on bag that you're gonna use, you know, for many, many years. But I don't have a classic neutral style. This is me trying to actually in some ways fit into the typical advice of, you know, get your basic staple bags in neutrals because you'll use them more. I did not use them more because I have a colorful style and I just don't need this neutral in my wardrobe. And I did sell this bag with the intention that I am going to replace the bag in a color. Generally, I do love the Balenciaga City in pretty much every size, and this does make a good like carry-on personal item for travel. I want to get it in a bright color that I can use more year-round and that fits my wardrobe better. Another bag that I've recently sold, Balenciaga City Nano, also in the same color beige. Now this bag I bought when it was still pretty hot, but I found it at the outlet mall for a great price. And this is one of those that I wanted the style so bad, and I thought, you know what, this is a classic color, I'll use it. But again, I'm a colorful person. I enjoy color, so I'm definitely rebuying this bag, but in a bright color so it suits my wardrobe. I love this bag so much. The size actually fits your bigger phones, but it is considered a nano bag, so it's the roomiest of my nano bags. If you haven't seen my nano bag collection, I will link the most recent one up here, though there are some changes, so I need to update that in the next coming months. This is one, again, I have sold, and I'm keeping the money aside until I find the perfect color for my wardrobe pre-love. The bag that I've also sold recently is my green Kate Spade Smile bag. The purpose of this bag, again, was to see if I would be using the shade of green. It was just too tiny. I love the shade, and I realized, you know, when I'm playing with it, styling it, I enjoy it going with outfits. But then when I start putting my items in there, like if I'm gonna have a day out where I need more items with me, this bag just doesn't work. So I let it go, and I am on the hunt for the perfect green bag. I do have one in mind now, kind of going between two, but I think maybe in the next few months you'll see me add this shade of green, but just in a more sizable bag. Another bag I'm thinking of letting go of, I'm like right on the border, is my Saint Laurent Baby Lou. This color from Saint Laurent is actually my absolute favorite color that Saint Laurent has ever made. A friend has the bag style that I really love the most in this color, and I know for sure that style is discontinued, and I kind of put off buying that bag when it was available because my friend had it, and it was very classically her. She carried it a lot, and we're not the type of friends that it matters if we have the same bag, but because I just always thought of her when I saw the bag, I was like, you know, let her have that moment. But I've never come across another Saint Laurent style in the same color that I like as much as her bag. I think I'm just gonna have to give in and just get the same bag pre-loved that she had. This was my like little bit of that in my collection while I was trying to wait for a bag that like maybe would come out in a different style that would have the same color combination, but it just hasn't come, and there's no need for me to have this bag and that bag, so I will be selling this on and putting it towards that bag. And by the way, if you're interested in any of my bags, you can DM me over on Instagram. I typically keep a highlight up of what I still have available, though I need to redo that soon because I've been traveling and I take the highlight down when I'm traveling because I can't, you know, ship the bags then. We'll also put in the description the bags that I do have available and if they're sold or still available, so maybe that can help you out. And then just DM me over on Instagram if you are interested in the bag. Another bag that I do have available is the Chloe Tess bag. This is in the beautiful pink color. I found this when I was going through an airport. I believe it was Heathrow. At that time, travel was open. It was before we went through, you know, everything we've been through in the past few years with the global health crisis. I was traveling in the winter, so this made a great fall winter bag for me. It was a perfect shade of pink for those more chilly months, and I also had a coat that matched it perfectly. So this is one that I bought with the intention, because of its versatility, its ease of use, its matching of my winter items, that I would get great use out of when I travel, but not so much when I'm home. Then, you know, everything happened. Travel wasn't happening. I literally haven't touched the bag in over 2 years. And now I'm to the point where I do have enough travel bags that it's time to let this one go, and I do want to rebuy this bag in a different color that I can use more while I'm here and when I'm traveling. I sell some of my pre-loved bags over on my Poshmark. I have someone who runs my Poshmark, so I will link that in the description below. So the bags that I'm going to mention now are linked on my Poshmark. Poshmark prices are a bit higher, so if you are interested in buying them directly from me and they're like one of the luxury bags, have my person ship them directly. I don't do that for the lower price items on my Poshmark because Poshmark is just convenient and they give you the labels and stuff. But if you do buy from me directly, I can give you a better price. The first bag I have is this Louis Vuitton round bag. I've never been good at saying the name of this bag, so I'm just not going to attempt it. This is one that I bought to match my friend, basically. So she originally bought this bag. Then the reverse monogram came out and she wanted that one. So I said, I'll buy this one from you and then we can twin. And I adored the shape of the bag. I was very into I want a round bag at that moment. So I think I was just, you know, caught up in the matching with my friend and the whole round bag trend at the moment. But this color was not it. You guys know I don't wear brown. I thought about for some time having this like custom painted on, like maybe with my dog's faces or something like that. But then I was like, I just don't love vachetta leather and I don't love brown. So I'm still probably not going to wear it even if I get it painted on. The second bag that I do have listed on my Poshmark is my Dior Street Chic bowler bag, I believe is the name of it. This bag, I am the original owner. I've had this bag since I was in high school. This was a Christmas gift from my dad. It's quite a sought after vintage piece. So I was gonna hold on to this for memories. It was my first Dior bag. I just didn't carry it that often because it's brown. Even with the pink trim, which I absolutely loved and I was so thrilled to get at the time, I still just didn't carry it a lot. I've just decided it's time to let it go, and I will most likely put the money from this bag towards another vintage Dior bag that I find pre-loved that's more my style and I could see myself using more because I love vintage Dior so much. And there are a couple bags that I really wanted that I didn't get back then. I just had to come to the realization that I'm not going to use it. Someone else can enjoy it. Now I do have other items on my Poshmark as well, lower price point items, but I'm not going to go through like all of those in this video. But the last like big designer bag that I have over on my Poshmark is the Louis Vuitton Christmas Animation Double Pochette. I have just decided that, again, this is a thing. I loved the animation, but it's on the brown. I am now only buying Christmas animations if it's on the lighter canvas as the background. Just decided I don't use this piece enough. This was, again, one that I was like, oh, it's a great fall winter piece because it's like a little wintry kind of design. And I just don't use it enough to justify it in my collection, especially when I already have another double pochette that I use more and I think it's really functional for my wardrobe and my aesthetic. It was just time to give this one a new home, and this is seriously, guys, one of my favorite travel bags because you can pack it so flat. You can change the strap if you want to. You have 2 pockets so you stay organized. There's card slots in there. This bag is honestly super functional, and I would consider buying another one in the future if it was on the lighter background or if it was a summer limited edition that had my very bright and vibrant colors that I wear a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got some helpful tips and things to think about when you're going to decide on a designer bag for your collection, if you'll actually get use out of it or if it'll become one of these bags that's just, you know, time to let go of. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok to see how I style my bags, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!